This is the Versa Oscillating Fan in white by Today's Fan. We received this product for this video, but all opinions are our own. So we're going to take you through all the parts and the instructions so you can see how to put it together. We recommend that you lay out all the pieces from the box and unwrap everything and read the instructions more than once before you get started, because that will help you on your way. So read through the steps because it'll help you think through how this will be put together. For example, it shows you wooden ceiling and concrete ceiling. So you're gonna have one or the other, not both. And then also it comes with all the hardware for both. So it might help if you open this and then take out only the ones you need so you don't get confused. So we have a wooden ceiling, so we're just gonna need the screws. Also, it doesn't come with a Phillips head screwdriver, but you do need one. The down rod part is if you want it to extend with the down rod, what it's called, from the ceiling. So what does that mean for parts? Well, you're gonna need these 3 parts. Now this rod is hiding in here. So if you think you don't have it, check again. So take this out, unwrap it. It is packaged a little more nicely in there, but we already took it out. So for the down rod, you need the rod, this part, and this connector cover. Now it's different than this piece, and I'm gonna tell you what this piece is, but this 1, 2, 3 is the down rod. The other way to do this is if you just wanna mount it flush on the ceiling. So maybe you have a lower height in your ceiling, and that all these holes attach to all these screws. So if you're gonna use this, you don't need the down rod. And that's what's confusing. That doesn't say that in the instructions anywhere. We saw in the instruction manual, it's not that big. So put this to the side if you're not gonna use the down rod so you don't confuse yourself. If you are gonna use a down rod, put this to the side. We're just gonna mount it flush against the ceiling, so we're gonna use this in our demonstration, but it doesn't change that much if you're gonna use the down rod, just swap this out. So this is the motor piece, and you're gonna need the ceiling fan DC driver, which is what makes the remote control work. Take your screwdriver, and you're gonna wanna take the connector that's gonna go on the ceiling off of this white piece. So to do that, you take out these screws. If you get it loose, you can twist it with your hands after. Take out both sides that are stationary first, and then you're gonna take out the one with the notch and twist it. So I wanna take this out. Don't lose these. Make sure you're on a surface that you could see them and they're not gonna roll away. Okay, so when you loosen up those, all you have to do is twist it and pull it out, okay? So this is what goes in the ceiling. Then you're gonna wanna attach this in here, and then the next step is gonna be the wires, okay? So you need to thread the wires through this piece. And unscrew these, okay? I'm doing this opposite, so lefty-loosey. So I'm gonna fast forward through this, but I'm basically gonna take out, I'll do the big ones first, take out these screws, attach the plate, and then re-screw it back through this. It doesn't come already done for you for 2 reasons. 1, for packaging purposes, and 2, because if you're using the down rod system, you're gonna not have to do this. But if you are using the flush mount against the ceiling because it makes it shorter, then you're gonna have to do this. So I'm gonna take these screws off and fast forward to show you how this attaches. So once you have all 6 of the screws out, and you can see I've removed them and neatly put them in a pile here, the small ones, which alternate with the bigger ones, you're gonna put this on top, make sure the holes align, and then put the screws back in. I'm gonna do the 3 bigger ones first because they seem to be good anchors, and then screw in the small ones. So it helps if you kind of make these looser so you can twist this until all the holes align. So when you screw in the first 3 that are big screws, don't tighten them all the way. Twist this until all the holes align. Then you can tighten these. Then start to insert the smaller ones. All of the screws are in. I'm just gonna make sure that they're tight. And then the next step is the electrical. Get your wires organized. You want your white, yellow, and blue, which are gonna attach to this side. And then this connector snaps into here. So that goes here. Make sure it's in there good. And then you're just gonna twist blue to blue, yellow to yellow, white to white. So I'm gonna show you on one of them and then I'll do the rest. So you take blue to blue, twist those wires, take one of the wire nuts, which has a hole in it, and you're just gonna screw it on. So make sure that the wires go in the hole in the screw nut, screw it on. I'm gonna do that with the yellow and white as well. Okay, so the next step, we're gonna put this on the ceiling using the wood screws because we have a wood ceiling. If you have concrete, then it comes with screws for the concrete. But the hardware it comes with for wood looks like this. This is gonna go in the ceiling, and then once it's in the ceiling, you need to thread this through. Actually, reattach this. It looks like it doesn't fit, but pretty sure you just kind of move it over to the side, and then you can make it fit on the side. This has to be threaded through because all of this is going back in here. The other thing is the black, white, and green wires are your live wires that are gonna go into the electrical that's connected to your house. So we're gonna take 2 people and do this. This is gonna go on the ceiling. This is gonna attach to the live wires for the electrical, while the other person holds the motor, which is pretty heavy. And then the last piece is attaching, whoop, that does come off, it's supposed to, because you're gonna put this piece in the screw for the motor. But do this last. The fan part is the final piece, and then it screws on top of here. So we'll do that as the final installation. We're gonna get this in the ceiling and then do the rest like we mentioned. So we took everything outside to our lanai area, which is kind of a screened in outdoor porch. And we are attaching the live wires to this electrical box that is attaching to the bracket. And then you have to stuff all the wires back inside there. Make sure that you have that driver for the remote control in there. Screw on the screws that affix it to the bracket. And then the last step is putting on the fan piece. Once you get the blade on there, you're going to want to screw on the hardware nut to make sure it's secure before putting on the circular disc that gives it the nice finish. So this is 30 frames per second, but it actually is spinning really, really, really fast in person. The video is just slowing it down. So I'm going to play around with this programming, see what this baby can do. And overall, we are just so happy and so glad that this fits inside the space of our lanai, making it possible to have a fan because our ceiling is pretty low here and Dan is pretty tall. There you have it, the Versa Oscillating Indoor-Outdoor Ceiling Fan in white with the included remote control.